Hi, this lecture is all about visualizations and the power of your mind. This is going to introduce a concept, really spell out why it's important for you, and then you're going to see it circle back. So visualizations are going to be a huge part of this course. And what that means basically is me giving you actual images or physical triggers that are going to get your body to do something. But the important part is that you actually think it. So where you thrust your mental focus and what kind of image you hold in your head is going to be hugely important for getting your body to respond. Our bodies are so suggestible that if we actually think something, like right now, I want you to imagine that there's a lemon in your mouth. Really picture a yellow, just rind of lemon. You just bit into it. I want you to really picture that. Now, this is a famous psychological trigger that the majority of the people, and hopefully you've had this happen at home, will feel that your mouth starts to water. So that's just one example of the power of suggestion and how your mind can literally tell your body what to do and it will listen. Basically, your brain is separated into different regions that do different things. So you'll have like a verbal region that responds to words. There will be like a visual region. There's an auditory region. There's also an emotional region, okay? So there's all these different ways that we process information. Now, there have been tons of studies that have been done that the more pathways you activate in your brain simultaneously, the easier it is for you to retain that important knowledge. So if you can get more parts of you firing, it's going to make a more lasting impact on you. So as a teacher, I'm going to be giving you different kinds of visualizations and cues. There's going to be auditory or aural cues that you can download to listen to, if those work for you. There's also going to be cues written for you on the screen when we start to work together. And I just want you to know and get excited about the fact that that's actually like a scientific way that everything's going to come together for you faster. So it's really important that you kind of commit to that and utilizing the visualizations. This part of the course is going to be basically one lecture to get you really comfortable with your breathing. We talked about how breathing is a major component of singing, which is true. And I want to kind of restate that and go deeper here for a second. I would hazard to say that breathing might actually be the most important part of singing. I think of it as like the engine that runs the car, okay? So yeah, it's important that you have the driving, the steering wheel, the seat, the headlights. Just now I was like, what's on a car? And I had to like really think about it. But like, the engine is what powers it, what gets it to go. So, if you inhale for a second, depending on how used to the sensation you are, you might feel your shoulders go up and down if you start to like worry about your breath. Now, it's true that we do breathe in literally using our lungs, but the goal right now is to get our breath, the actual mechanism that takes the breath in, to go into your belly, okay? So we want to get out of the habit of doing this and get into the habit of doing this, okay? Now, if you can't immediately do that, that's okay. That's what this lecture and this course is for. However, let me just say that the reason behind this is that you want to make this part of your singing as basically untense and unobstructed as possible. So the main reason why we do this is it's going to create basically a basement of support for you, first off, but it's going to get you to stop getting in the way. Remember I talked about how singing is kind of just about getting out of the way? We want to like get this section chilled out, milky smooth, relaxed, and not with your shoulders coming up. You can do this sitting, but I would actually recommend you stand for a second, okay? And I want you to try to, basically you create little pincers, put it under your rib cage, and try to get both your forefingers and your thumbs to move. We're going to work on a 360-degree inhale. Here we go. Try it again. If you're having trouble with this, I suggest you take an umpire stance, okay? Let's see if I'm still in the frame here. Just like this. Woo! Okay? And I want you to let your belly hang down. Okay, so you're still in the stance. I want you to relax. Really put rest your hands on your legs and let your belly just completely hang out. Like if you had to just be like completely unself-conscious about your belly and just be like, yeah. It kind of feels almost like, it's sort of challenging at first to relax that much. It feels like, oh my god, what's happening? But just embrace that feeling. You can think of your belly button as going to the floor. Now we'll work on expanding the back in a second, but for now I want you to do the inhale and let your belly fall. Here we go. Now as you exhale, I want you to make your belly button go to your spine. You can hiss or you can just exhale or whatever. Try it again. Oh, it kind of feels just weird. It's like you're sticking your stomach out. Not so it's tense, but it's like extreme release or relaxation. And then you let your belly button go up. Another thing you can do is just actually lie on the ground for a second. Pause the video, lie flat, and get into the groove of just resting like you're going to take a nap. And you'll feel your belly naturally expand or raise on the inhale like a balloon, and then release. Let's do it together. Now that you can do it, you can stay in this stance, or you can stand tall with me, or you can lie down. And let's just try to hiss for, let's do 5 seconds, okay? That's going to be on the exhale. So on this, I want you to expand out and try as best you can to also release into your back. The goal is to get a 360-degree inhale, which we'll work on more and more, but let's just go for it right now. Here we go. You can probably keep going. Let's try it again, okay? The inhale can be a little shorter this time, but make it nice and full. Here we go. Inhale. Okay, awesome. So the great thing about breathing is that it's the engine that runs your singing car, right? But it also allows you to relax. So the deeper and more relaxed your breathing is, the more relaxed your singing is going to be. So it's just like this glorious feedback loop, okay? And I'm going to give you one more cue that we're going to come back to. So I want you to picture a really sort of thin, wide elevator. And I want you to think of this as an elevator shaft. This cue might help you. And as you inhale to expand, I also want you to think down, okay? So I want you to be like, and you might even feel your butt relax and kind of release down. And that's actually your pelvic floor. So the deepest breaths, and we'll talk about this in our breath boot camp, but the deepest breaths also sort of fill in this bowl area and allow you to release into your butt, okay? So for a second, we're going to do this in a second, but I want you to, on the inhale, imagine the elevator shaft going like this. Down, okay? Now here's the trick. On the exhale, I also want you to think down. I want you to think like it's a double elevator and it magically jumps up and then goes down again. So it's like this. Inhale, exhale. I know it doesn't sound like it makes sense, and technically the air is going up. But time and again, I found that this cue really helps my students and me when I sing. Not allow my diaphragm to tense up. It allows me to stay expanded here, which is important. This is your solar plexus. It also, a lot of times, prevents your throat from tensing and riding up. So the cue of thinking down on the exhale as well has proven to be super helpful. And we'll talk about this cue as well, but another thing you can add is a little butt clench at the end. So I want us to rewind and revisit our hiss exercise. Let's do it for 8 counts now if you can. And we're going to do our 360-degree inhale, thinking down, and then we're going to think down again for 8 counts. You can literally picture, I picture sort of just like this band. Elevator is kind of, if an elevator were really narrow and long, okay, moving down. You can even picture little people inside being like, singing. What? Okay, so let's take an inhale and do it together, okay? Here we go. Inhale. That may have been longer than 8 counts, but how did that feel? Just play around with it, okay? Rewind the video, do it again. You're going to be getting a lot more breath exercises, so don't worry if this one just feels basic to you, but I promise the basics and getting in touch with this feeling and thinking down is going to go super far for you as you start to, bridge the different parts of singing together. So some breathing champions up in here. Time to try 45 seconds on a gentle s. Okay, here we go. Nice big inhale. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Woo! You did it!